We all love the sound of money, and a $1,500 sign-on bonus sounds even better. That's right, Bellisio Foods of Jackson is offering a $1,500 sign-on bonus to new employees. Receive an extra $100 your first 6 weeks, then $400 after day 90, and $500 after day 180. Don't wait. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers today. That's BellisioFoods.com/careers. Come work for a company who truly values their employees. Come work for Bellisio Foods.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the morning show right here on Main Street TV. And, of course, Jennifer here to start off your Wednesday morning. It's hump day.
Yep.
Hey, and it's very appropriately hump day because we're going to talk and we're going to see a camel here in just a moment.
Oh, well, Mikey.
Yes, you're so excited about that. But before that, we have our friends from the D.M. Davis Choir and Women's Choir, of course. And we're going to talk about some of the fun things that you have going on this weekend. On Sunday, right?
Right.
At the Markay. So first off, if people don't know you, introduce yourselves, please.
I'm Deanna Stroth.
And I'm Rick Knoll. I'm one of the directors with the D.M. Davis Choirs.
He directs Rick's Chicks.
That's right.
That's right.
Yep.
And but welcome to the program. We're so happy to have you here today. And let's talk in general for a minute, and then we'll get to the actual events that you're having this weekend. But let's talk about the D.M. Davis choirs. And for a moment, just like, how did it begin? And then how did the ladies come into the mix?
Okay. Years ago, and I've forgotten exactly how long ago it was.
I think 2010, I want to say.
Okay. So
we're going to say a few years ago.
12, 13 years ago. Wilbur McCormick and some other gentlemen were singing in a couple of groups, I think down in Gallia County, maybe Athens, and things were not going exactly the way they wanted to down there. And they ended up shutting down, and they came to Jackson, where hey, Jackson is just a hub for good music. And
I mean, God knows we have some talent around here.
And so they came to Jackson and started a men's choir. And Wilbur directed it. Stevie Jarvis has been accompanying on the piano ever since it started. I think it started with maybe 12, 13, 14 men. It grew. I came along probably about 4 years after it started.
Okay.
We was singing one day, and some of the men talked about, hey, some of our wives would like to come and maybe join and, sing along maybe for a concert, just maybe one show. And I got the idea in my head that, hey, that's something I think I would like to do, because I directed some choirs and some actually over in Waverly for a time and down around Portsmouth. And so I went to Wilbur and I said, hey, if you want the ladies to come on, I would like to direct them. I'll take that concert, and I'll be responsible for them, and we'll learn some music. We'll do a good job. And so we came together for that one concert, and after the concert, we didn't want to quit. We had so much fun. We just wanted to keep going. The ladies, say, hey, can we keep doing this? Not just make it for one season, but can this be a permanent thing? And so that's how the ladies got started. And that was 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So the ladies been going for 7 years now, and we had a brief interruption with COVID, and we've never really got back to the numbers we had right before COVID. It's just we're down in attendance a little bit, but we still have our nucleus, and we're still trying to grow, and we every Tuesday we meet and we have a good time. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so both choirs meet on Tuesdays,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes separate, and I assume then sometimes when it comes to something like this, you practice together a little bit.
Well, the ladies practice at 6. They come at 6 and practice till 7. Then the men join us at 7 o'clock, and we practice as a combined choir till 8. Then the ladies go home, and then the men practice by themselves from 8 to 9.
Uh-huh. Gotcha. So a little bit together, a little bit apart.
You're right.
Good way to get men and women together, right?
Right, exactly.
So, Deanna, can you tell us a little bit about what the women's choir means to you and in the community, and why should somebody think about joining?
Well, if you love to sing, even if you don't think you can sing very well, and we've had a lot of people. I think we've kind of maybe educated a lot of people to how to sing.
Sure.
And Rick has said before, nobody cannot sing.
Oh,
you just
yeah,
have
yeah,
to, so except for Jennifer. But no, I was delighted when when the women's group formed.
Sure.
We had I actually don't think Wilbur thought we could pull it off.
Yeah.
But
well,
but we
that's
did.
all you needed to do is tell a bunch of group of
Yeah.
women that they can't do something.
But we did. But I think we started with about 14
Mhm.
gals. We got, which I think shocked him. Kind of surprised me too. But we're up to about 18 now.
Wow.
So and that's like Rick said, that's down from what we've been.
Sure.
So
Understandably so.
But you don't have to, just come on down and join us. You don't have to be afraid to audition. I know there's probably some choirs that require. I remember being Glee Club in high school. D. Merrill, you had to, well, not really audition, but he needed to find your voice.
Right, you needed to go
what
through-
part you sang.
Yeah.
And that was embarrassing. But you don't have to fear doing that, with us. Just come on in and we'll find out what you sing and throw some music at you. And
I think a funny story from our very first concert when we was together. We was going to perform, and there was a family issue hit our piano player Stevie Jarvis, and she couldn't make the concert.
Oh.
So at the very last minute,
this was the last. What was the day before? I think, wasn't it?
the day before.
Oh,
the
no.
concert. We
No.
look up. We have no company. Nobody played piano. So my sister, who lives in Wheelersburg, she is a very accomplished piano player. So I thought, if anybody can do it, I know she can do it. And so I called her and I said, "Hey, I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you come and play for our concert?" So we literally had one rehearsal. We had like a dress rehearsal. I brought her in. She played for the men and ladies. And there was one song, Simple Gifts, that was a very, very difficult song. And the ladies and her just was not coming together. It was just, it just didn't mesh. I don't know. To this moment, I just can't tell you why it didn't work, but it was just awful. The dress rehearsal was terrible.
Oh, no.
And
this does not bode well for our concert tomorrow.
I thought, we cannot, put this out there, especially the first time the ladies are going to perform by themselves. And so I laid awake that night thinking, what can we do? How can we make this better? We have no time to get it. We walked in the next day. The ladies came in, and I said, "Ladies, go to the back real quick." We went to the back. I said, "We're going to do that song, but we're going to do it a cappella. We're not going to use any instruments." They looked at me like I had grown a third eye or something.
Terrified.
Yeah, that's scary.
And so we ran through it one time. We went out, performed, and they sang it the best that they'd ever sang it. And literally, when we got, I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I thought it was either going to fall flat on his face.
This is why he's our guy.
Yes. Why Rick is in charge of the chicks.
But I think it was the highlight of the whole show. That one song, and the ladies came out and performed for the first concert, performed a cappella, and it was a spur of the moment thing. They just pulled it off grand. So.
What a fun story now. I'm sure it's terrifying at the time.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it was, especially when it is, just minutes before.
Yeah.
So you're just.
Yeah, we're changing the playbook
You got to do it
right now.
We had a little bit of the same thing happen for this concert we have coming up Sunday. Again, Stevie has been playing since the onset of this group, and Stevie injured her hand a week ago.
Not good for a piano player.
Not good for a piano
No.
player. So actually, Deanna had called the Markay trying to maybe postpone the concert. And we met last Thursday. We, as directors and everything, we met to say, what are we going to do about this? I called in a favor. I called a friend of mine from Oak Hill, Joyce McClurg, and I said, hey, Joyce, can you play for us? Stevie's hurt. And she stepped in, and she's had a couple rehearsals with her. And
Good.
so we're going to be doing this concert with a different person accompanying us than.
Well, we
what
all love
normally
us
have.
some Joyce, so right? Isn't she
Exactly.
precious? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
okay.
So
Well,
we're-
and Joyce used to be with the ladies' chorus too, until she had some health problems and
So
had to
she
step
gets
back.
it.
Yeah. So, but she's a great piano player.
Very good.
It's good to have friends.
Isn't it? There is so much talent in our area, and a lot of
Yes.
people, I just feel like a lot of people don't know or appreciate, the people that have spent their lives learning music and all of that. And I think it's like I don't know. I think a lot of people have a lot of hidden gifts that they don't.
They don't even know they have.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Should have stuck with those piano lessons.
I wish I had. I wish I had.
I feel like though, as a kid, and it's one of those things that the parents force you to go learn something, and you're like, you go kicking and screaming, and later on in life, you're like, man, I want to do it.
I'll tell you a funny story. She don't even know this. Okay, last night we're at the Markay getting ready for practice, and the Markay has a new piano. We're excited about.
Yes,
They
it
have
does.
a brand new
Yeah.
piano.
Very cool.
I'm sitting there at the piano playing with it a little bit, and then I hit the demo button.
Oh, really?
Deanna walks in, and I'm just moving my hands like this, and it's playing this demo.
I thought he was
The-
playing. I said, have you been practicing?
It's like this concert, and Deanna walks in, and she says, have you been taking lessons? I said, no. And,
I'm
That
that
sounded
good.
really good.
and I just shut the
I've
demo
heard him
off, and
play-
I've never told her any different.
I've heard him plinking on it before, but I thought, wow, he's.
That is awesome. That was probably a recording from our friend James. What do you think?
At least he fessed up.
Bigfoot?
Not Bigfoot, different friend. What is her name?
Pandora?
Yeah, Theodora. Yeah, she probably recorded some things. So Bigfoot. No, but those guys from the library are going to get it. They sent us some Bigfoot stickers. So thank you for that, Roger and the gang. That's a whole other story we'll get into sometime. All right. So, no, and I think that, so you are accepting new members.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just show up. You just
So Tuesdays.
at the
Yeah.
Markay.
No,
Okay.
Show up Sunday to watch, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a really good thing. And then you can see what all, happens. So what if someone says, I really want to be part of this choir, but it's summertime and, sometimes like my schedule is crazy and I can't maybe make every practice. Is that okay? Or is it?
It happens all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, we're all on vacations right now. Well,
Yeah,
I'm not.
We do
but-
appreciate, like when we're getting ready for, performance, that people show up as much as they can because that's obviously
Sure.
vital, to
You're
to the
working
whole
towards
group.
something.
Mhm.
And learning music
Right.
and all of that. But yeah, so, don't feel like, oh, if I can't make it, 52 weeks out of the year or whatever, that they're going to kick me out or whatever. It's not-
right.
Well,
and
we've got about a handful of gals right now. I don't know about the men, but about 4 or 5 gals that are, they're steady, with us. But they've each, for whatever reason, have had a situation come up, where they just,
Sure.
they've just had to step back for this performance. They'll be back, but
Yeah.
it happens. Life goes on.
It's okay. And, sometimes people, if you're a nurse and sometimes you work on, sometimes you're off and, other things like that. So don't feel like, you can't be part of something if you can't make every single practice. It's totally okay.
right.
So I just want to get that out
Right.
there
Thank
because I know a lot of people, wonder about that. All right. So let's talk about the concert this weekend. Super excited. And it is called America Sings. And, That is a
There it
beautiful
is.
flyer.
Hey, there we go.
Who did that? Did you do that, James?
Wilbur did
Wilbur
that.
did that? He
Mhm.
did a good job. You tell him I said
Wilbur
so.
did the program too.
Did he?
So he
Very
always
good.
does. Mhm.
America Sings. Okay, so this will be a combination of the men's and women's choir, separately and
Mhm.
together.
Exactly.
Very good. All right, tell us a little bit about it. What can people expect?
Do you want to go?
Well, you did a good job on the radio, so you can go.
It's your
ahead.
turn.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to sing songs that I think there are some even that go back to the 18th or the 19th century. Probably.
Camptown races.
Yeah, and
Doodah,
like Down in the River, and
Down
that.
the River Parade. Yeah.
But I mean, a whole variety of the genre. But there's a story that will be narrated by Bill Martin.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, so do you explain some of the songs? Because obviously, if a song's going back to the 1800s and it's still here today, there's a story behind that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's I think since Ralph Brown, he's another one of our directors. Since he's been doing that for us, writing the scripts, I think it's made the performances a lot more interesting.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So
wait, so Bill Martin we get to hear Bill Martin?
yeah, he does the old Judge Martin. Yeah. He'll do the narration.
Well,
Did
he
you say
definitely.
old?
I didn't say old. Bill, I did not say old.
He's my age, so he's a young fella.
But definitely a booming voice.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So.
And if you get him to laughing, it's even better.
Then we'll do some patriotic.
Yeah.
Some things associated, kind of like with 4th of July coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to include that.
Yeah. So funny story. So Jamie and I were talking about the 4th of July and the things that we had coming up, and we have to be. I think we have to be in Columbus over the 4th of July and whatever. And I said, oh, okay, well, we have a little bit of time for that. And he said, no, we don't. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, it's next weekend. And I said, no, it's not. And he whips out his phone and he's like, and I'm like, there is no way the 4th of July is next weekend. And like, I'm looking at it, still not believing that the 4th of July is next weekend.
Yeah, we just had Christmas yesterday.
Really.
Like Memorial Day was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, you have got to be kidding me. So, and then summer's half over, which had just started. So I don't understand that either. But anyway, so a very appropriate timing.
Actually,
for
today.
first day of summer, isn't it?
Yesterday
No,
was.
but now our days are starting to get shorter.
Yeah.
You're right. Yesterday was the longest
Isn't that
day.
depressing?
You're right.
It snows right around the corner.
Yeah.
I know. He's not a glass half full kind of person, I can tell. But no, so very appropriate that you're having this America Sings concert this weekend. Obviously, next weekend over the 4th of July. We're not, a lot of people out and about doing things.
Right.
So this is the perfect weekend to do that. So, all right. So tell us some of the songs that you'll be singing that we know.
My favorite song of the concert is a song that is used maybe some in churches, maybe you might remember from like an old folk hymn. You might hear it at funerals, but my favorite song in the concert is when the ladies sing "Wayfaring Stranger."
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And when they
Makes him cry.
Oh, that's so precious.
We've had moments in practice where they've just nailed it, and as they're singing, I can, it talks about I'm going there to see my mother, I'm going there to see loved ones and things, and I get so engrossed in hearing what they're singing about and how they're singing, and it's so angelic that I can just picture my mother, who has passed, and it just brings back, or even my wife who is deceased, it just brings back memories, and I get lost in that moment, and I have literally finished the song with tears coming out. But that's my favorite song, and
this is why we love this guy.
I know, he's so precious.
But then we'll do America the Beautiful. You know that song. Goodness, what?
God of our fathers. No, we were just singing yesterday. And, as he said, Camptown Races. And
Yeah.
Well, that's a fun one.
Down on the River to Pray. That's an old Negro spiritual, probably.
Something I think the ladies do very, very well. Remember the Andrews sisters, and we're going to do "Don't Sit Under the Apple Tree," and they do just a wonderful job with that song. And actually, on that song, she will be in a trio, so she'll be featured in a trio.
And we All Aboard is another fun one.
Yeah, that's
that we're going to do.
Chattanooga Choo
Chattanooga
Choo.
Choo.
So you'll hear that.
Love that. So it'll just be, patriotic music, but very appropriate for this time of the year. And
well, America
sit back
sings, so it's we've kind of brought things.
Cover a lot of genres.
Yeah, for sure.
Some old folk songs, and even to some more modern day songs.
How exciting. And, it's all about sitting back and relaxing. The Markay is just an absolutely phenomenal venue. Again, if you haven't been there, you need to come see it and enjoy it. We are so blessed to have this facility in the middle of downtown Jackson. It's unbelievable.
Right.
Wilbur will direct the song everybody knows, Amazing Grace. And have a special arrangement that the men do, and they do a very, very good job with that song. So
wonderful.
We'll be doing a tribute to the armed forces too. So all you Army, Marine, Navy, Coast Guard, and Air Force guys, show up and have your song sung.
Love that. Yeah, tribute to all of you out there. All right, so tell us when and all about the concert.
The concert will be Sunday. We start at 4:00.
Okay.
And the pre-admission is $5. If you buy a ticket at the door, it's $7. All that money goes to the Markay. So that's just kind of a fundraiser for them. They let us come in every week. We use their facilities week after week after week, and they never charge us for that. And so this is something that we can give back to them, and people come in, and all that money will go to the Markay. So, and just a plug for the Markay. If you've never been there, you ought to come to the concert just to see the Markay.
Absolutely.
It is just gorgeous. I've been to a lot of theaters all around the state, all around the country, and for its size and the size of the community, it's top notch. I mean, it's just beautiful to go in and see the renovations that they've made, and
the restoration. With the bas reliefs and all the things that the committees and whatever worked so hard for over the years. I think that the one thing in growing up in that theater as a little girl, when my dad used to own it, there's so much of that still there. And I mean, even like the old marble, it sounds really stupid, but like bathroom stalls and things that they had been painted over. Like, what the heck? What was someone thinking? Like, oh my gosh. But, those were restored, and just, and I remember all that as a child, and just to go back in and see that come back to life, to me is just so exciting.
How come the ladies' restroom facility there is so much nicer than the men? There's nothing wrong with the men.
Ladies?
I have been.
Why have you been in the ladies, Rick?
I have locked
Were
the
you
doors.
checking on your chicks?
I have locked the doors, and I had to turn the lights out, and I did, and I thought, this is great. I mean,
okay, that's a little strange, but we'll let you go with that.
I mean, the guys don't have a sofa in their bathroom. I mean, give me a break.
I think it's a fainting couch.
Do you really want to sit on a sofa that's been in a bathroom?
Well, women congregate.
Yes.
I think I understand it. When you got children and things like that, you need some extra amenities.
You sit there. You sit. But no, but yeah, it's just 100% bringing up the facility. I think is just amazing, and what a wonderful job the whole crew did, and Barbara Summers and everybody involved over the years.
Yes.
Right,
It's such an
right.
amazing job. So it's if you were ever in the Markay as a little kid or whatever,
When it was a theater.
when it was a
yeah.
theater, you go back in and it's just like brings back all these memories.
Yep.
Yep. And I can remember it being all one big theater, and then I can remember it being smaller theaters. And
You were talking about your dad. This is kind of off of our subject, but probably I think this has to be the best story about when your dad had the Markay. My father was in the Navy, and my mother wanted to go see An Officer and a Gentleman when it came out.
yes.
Daddy did not want to go, so she asked me if I'd go with her. So we did. Well, my mother, you didn't know my mother, but she did. And my mother and her mother were best friends.
Yes.
And mother's such a lady.
I mean,
Dignified.
very.
Very. Anyway, so we're sitting there, and if anybody's ever seen An Officer and a Gentleman, the word is used all the time, and mother's going out loud. She went, "Oh dear, oh dear." I'm sitting there like this. I said, "It's okay, mother, it's okay." And and she calmed down after the first few. Well, after the movie's over, we're going out the door, and your dad's standing there, and of course, your parents and my parents were good friends.
Yes.
And he went, "I'm sorry, Pat."
Oh dear, I can just see her doing that too.
Oh, it was so funny. It wasn't at the time. I was embarrassed to death. But anyway.
That is funny. Yes. Hey, she had her moments. She got a little wild occasionally. I remember her parasailing.
Well, that's true. I mean, she did,
I think that was everyone just went, what?
Yeah.
I don't know if they got her liquored up or what. But
Mother didn't drink, so.
No. But that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'd never heard that story before.
Ask your dad about that to see if he remembers that.
I will. That's funny. Lots of good memories and times in that theater. And so as it continues on as a different type venue, that's wonderful. So, yeah.
And it'll be cool. It'll be air conditioned.
I was going to say,
right,
hey,
exactly.
listen, if nothing else, it's worth $5 to go in and sit in the air conditioning.
Exactly.
How long will the concert be?
A little over an hour.
Okay. So, yeah,
So
that'll
you
be
have the
just
rest of
about
the
right.
afternoon.
There you go.
You do your thing.
You can still have dinner and all that stuff as well. Okay, so how do people get tickets? What's the best way to do that?
I suppose the best way would be to go online to markaytickets.org, I think it is.
I'm afraid the Markay ticketing website may not be working
I
properly
think you're
right
right.
now.
Yeah.
So you would be better off calling the box office than doing
Oh,
it, or
okay.
or just stopping by during regular hours.
Yeah,
There
was
you
it noon to 5, James?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
noon to 5, every day this week, and you can pick up tickets because they're a little bit cheaper if you buy them in advance, right?
Right.
Right. $5 in advance, $7 at the door.
Okay. Either
It's
way,
still a
And
great
$7
deal.
for an
Exactly.
hour air
I mean,
conditioning.
you can't go to McDonald's for $7 anymore. So
No, definitely not. You can't do much of anything. You can't even buy a gallon of gas.
no, not hardly.
You can't drive 17 miles for $7. I think that's about what my car gets on its best day. But anyway, all right. So anything else you wanted to let our viewers know about before we let you go? Because it's always fun talking to the people from the choirs. And do you have some other performances planned? Obviously, we want to get through this one and have everybody come see it. But
We want to get through this one, and then we'll probably take a few weeks off. Get through the summer. We'll come back together, and then the next thing is Christmas. We'll start planning on our Christmas concert. So
One thing we've been talking about, I don't know if it'll ever transpire or not, but is having like a dinner theater, kind of a little sing-along thing with, I don't know what venue we could use, but, have dinner for people and, and be able to sing
That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. You know, our choirs have really grown. I mean, we've done a lot more things, don't you think, since, you know, especially since the ladies came along.
That's right, because they're fun
Does Arch
and
and Eddie's
creative.
have a big room?
Big room.
Right.
Big room. That would be a great dinner.
Yeah, yeah, it
Right.
would be, and that would be great. We could have them cater.
There we go.
Well, she doesn't have it anymore, so.
Yeah, unfortunately. I can bring you burritos.
There we go.
They're good too.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, no, that's a really good idea. I know. So speaking of the library, they just hosted at the brewery a what's that called? Murder mystery.
Murder mystery.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
And we did that on a Monday since the brewery isn't open, and they sold it out in like an hour or two, and
Wow.
had it, and it was very, very wildly successful. And so all those things like that, you know, could be incorporated into the choir too.
Mhm.
So lots of fun stuff we could
yeah.
do.
Hopefully, we'll take some more trips. We've had a couple nice trips we've taken in the past.
I mean, they just went to Carnegie Hall and sang.
that was
That's it.
Yeah, twice.
Twice.
But
They
who's
just-
counting?
You know,
Humble brag.
they just twice.
We would like, you know, sometime in the future, put together a couple more trips and do some things like that.
That would be amazing. That's
a
just
lot
a
of fun.
you know that's just a credit to you all in the showcase of the talent of our local area. They're like, oh, that's a Welsh community. Welcome,
Yeah.
come on over.
Yeah.
We know they can sing. Wonder why that is. Where did the Welsh
I don't
heritage
know.
and singing come along?
I don't know.
I know when
You
I
might
was-
hear a little bit of Welsh at our concert Sunday too. Maybe.
Ooh.
When I was in Wales, when they had choir practice, that place was a ghost town because everybody was at choir practice.
Everybody went to choir practice. That is so cool.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know.
Yeah, they just.
It's just part of the heritage
Oh,
and,
yes.
and whatever. And so we you know,
Well, I hate
we
to tell you,
focus on
but
football
I'm
and
mostly German, so some Irish and some Irish thrown in there
I
too.
need to figure out what I am. I don't know.
I was listening to a recording from the Smithsonian talking about music, and you know, talk about America being the melting pot. And this guy on there, he said he thinks that's really not a good term for America. He said he thinks that we're really more like a gumbo pot because of the different in the melting pot is more of iron and steel, where gumbo, you know, you get a little bit of African flavor, you get some Spanish spices, you
That
get
makes
French,
sense.
Yeah.
and you put all these ingredients into the one stew, and they make gumbo, and
It makes
As
one
you're-
delicious
That's a good
thing,
idea.
you know,
it's
one
delicious thing, but-
wonderful
And
thing.
yet each thing, you know, as you're eating it, each thing has its own identity too.
That's
and,
so profound.
You know, that is so, you know, it's like our music we do. We have, you know, influence from Africa, from, you know, our Native Americans, you know, from French, from Italians, New Orleans, you know, and so, you know, I think it made a lot of sense. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it sure is. Very good. All right. Well, come out this coming Sunday and see the Merrill Davis or DM Davis choirs sing America Sings. And it will be wonderful. And it's just a perfect way to kick off your 4th of July week and get you in the right mood and
Right.
spirit. And also appreciate the things that we have and appreciate the talent of these folks, not me. And you can see that at the Markay, of course, this coming Sunday at 4. Tickets $5 in advance and $7 at the door. Either way, it is worth it.
Right.
For sure. So come out and see them.
And we appreciate all the support we've gotten over the years.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And you all just keep on keeping on. And if you're interested in joining the choirs, just show up on Tuesday and they can give you some info.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
So
All right. Well, are you ready to do some weather? And then we have a special video for you, kind of a blast from the past, right, James?
I think so.
It'll be fun. Hey, it is hump day.
Hump day.
It's hump day, and we are going to celebrate with a camel. So why not?
Wow.
All right, let's go over the weather forecast if you don't mind. Today is Wednesday. So here's the deal. A little bit higher temperatures in the forecast today, but they are saying, now they're not calling for the storms like we had last Monday, but they are calling for some gusty winds and some storms this evening throughout our Main Street TV area. So please, here around the Jackson area and around our county. So please be careful. Watch those winds. Watch the storm tonight. If you see anything crazy, just stay inside. Be careful about that. But the good news is that storm moves out, and then for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, looking pretty darn good. The storm's going to move some of the hot temperatures out of there too. Highs of 85 on Thursday, highs of 87 on Friday, and then a little bit hotter over the weekend, but still not looking too bad, and no storms in the forecast, which is fantastic.
I saw a lot of 9s in that forecast.
There were a lot of 9s, but we're just going to focus on the 8s right now, James.
If you say so.
But no, do be careful. They are saying there could be some gnarly storms tonight. Not of the caliber that we had last Monday, but still storms nonetheless.
Hey, Jen.
Yes.
Guess what day it is?
It is hump day. That's right. And you can have the opportunity, and they have moved this back a little bit today. Same day, different time. The Barker Farms petting zoo will be on Lillian's lawn tonight at the Lillian Jones Museum. Thank you to our friends at the Jackson City Library. Wednesday, that's today, June 22nd at 7 p.m. You'll get to see all the Barker Farms animals, and you get to pet them, you get to feed them. Again, it is part of their summer series, but they did move the time back just because of the heat, which I think is a fantastic idea. It was supposed to be at 2 or 4 today, but they've moved it back to 7. Give those critters a little bit of time to cool off there.
And by critters, you mean the camel and the kids.
Yes, and the not armadillo, porcupine.
Yeah.
And you'll get to see that here in just a minute,
African porcupine, the 3rd largest rodent in North America or something or in the world.
Well, it's way cuter than a rodent, though. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
So what James and I decided to do is replay our trip to the Barker Farms Petting Zoo from last year. So thank you to James for looking that up for us. And is there anything you wanted to tell everybody?
Well, I was just curious if you remembered which animal was your favorite from walking through this last year.
Oh, gosh. They're all so cute.
Yeah.
I think that well, the camel's really cool, but I think that little adorable, cute cow was
Yeah, the cow was pretty interesting.
So cute.
Yeah.
So cute. So, so it was really fun because we got to interview some of the kids that were there, and our sweet Jenna was there with us, who interned with us last year, and so we're going to replay our visit to last year's visit to the petting zoo and maybe get you in the spirit to go see that again tonight, because I guarantee you it will be just as much fun, and they will have probably some different animals there. So let's head on out to Lillian's lawn from last year. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Lillian Jones Museum. And we call this Lillian's Lawn, don't we?
Lillian's Lawn, yep.
That's right. And we are here today with our good friend April from the Jackson City Library. And April, what are we seeing here today? It's a petting zoo.
Yes, we got the Barker Farms Petting Zoo is here. I think they're out of Ironton. They're not too far from here. This is the 3rd time that we've hosted them. Once here before and once over at Manpower Park. So this is part of our summer reading program. Due to COVID, we've kind of had to scale back some, so we're doing a big event every other week instead of every week like we normally would. So this week is the big event, and kids love it.
As you can tell, they love it. So, whose idea was this to do the petting zoo? Because the library is doing so much fun stuff this summer.
Yes, our director, Roger Donaldson, he reached out. Like I said, this is the third time we've had them. So he reached out years ago when we first had him, and then we've stayed in touch with them. You followed their Facebook page, and they actually have events that you can drive through and do at their establishment as well.
You know, this is so cool, and we're going to take you around and show you a few of the animals, and then maybe talk to some little kids as well. What do you think about that?
That'd be awesome, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for putting on this event, and it again is we are at the Lillian Jones Museum in Lillian's Lawn, we call it, right?
Yep.
All right. In April, thank you so much for taking time
welcome,
to talk
Jennifer.
with us, and we're going to go find us some animals.
All right, have fun.
All right. Well, our first person here to talk to today is.
Carter Chavez.
And Carter, you are having a blast here talking to these animals, right?
Yep.
And what is your, you're here with the YMCA. That's really cool.
Yep.
All right. So what animals have you gotten to see so far?
I've gotten to see the camel, the llama, and I'm about to see the porcupine.
That porcupine is kind of scary. It's got like big, long, spiky things. That's pretty cool. So did you get to feed anything?
Got to feed pretty much everything except the porcupine.
All right. So what's your favorite animal here so far?
The camel.
All right. I think he's pretty cute. What's his name?
Something camel.
Mr. Camel. Is it Joe?
Yeah, Joe.
It's Joe. All right. Well, thank you for talking with us, and go have fun petting the porcupine.
I will.
All right.
Hi, Jenna here. I have a large group of friends. Can you all tell me your name?
I'm Cooper. DJ. Piper.
Adriana. One more time.
Adriana.
You too?
Nathaniel.
Ellie. Maddie.
You guys. Roddy.
Hannah. Ashley.
All right, so obviously we have a great group of kids here all at the Lillian Jones Museum for the petting zoo. Have you guys seen a bunch of animals yet today?
Yeah.
Has anyone fed an animal?
Yes.
Was that fun?
Yes.
Awesome. Does anyone have a favorite?
No. Yes.
What's your favorite?
The camel, he ate all the food.
I love that. All right, you turn.
The deer. The camel.
I have a question.
You have a question?
My question is, do humans count as one of the animals? Because my cousin is here.
I'm sure if you really wanted to, you could count them. One more.
The llama.
I love the llama too. All right, you too?
I just heard this. If you look at the llama in the eyes, it will spit at you.
I don't know if I want that to happen, so thank you for warning me. Well, guys, thank you so much for talking to me. I hope you have fun.
I have one more thing to say.
One more thing?
I like Minecraft.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, we are here with royalty. And some of you may know this fine young lady here. She's not the horse queen, but she is this year and last year's Little Miss Apple Festival queen, right?
Yeah.
Tell everyone who you are.
I'm Kennedy Niddle, the 2019 Apple Festival queen.
And you are not a queen today. Well, I mean, you are the queen, but you're not here representing today. You're just having fun, right?
Yeah.
And what have you been doing here at the petting zoo?
We're just petting the animals. We're not really feeding them.
Well, how come?
I have no idea.
All right. And what animals have you seen so far, and what's been your favorite?
I just seen the cow, but the ones that I just have seen is the rabbit.
Yeah, that's a big rabbit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your name?
Liam.
And Liam, what's your favorite animal here so far?
How did they get the camel in here from all the way from the desert to Jackson?
I don't know the answer to your question. What do you think? Did someone ride it here?
Well, if they rode it here, it'll be like a long time.
It would be a long time, wouldn't it?
They actually carried it inside that truck.
Yep. They have a big trailer over there, don't they? That's probably a much better explanation. What's your name?
Austin.
All right, Austin, what's your favorite thing here?
Well, the rabbit I really like.
Yeah, he's just right over here, and he is a big, big bunny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. All right, well, is there anyone else that wants to tell their favorite animal? What's your name?
Landon.
And Landon, what's your favorite animal?
A llama.
I like the llama too. He's pretty darn cute. So, well, Kennedy, thanks for rounding up some friends for us today.
You're welcome.
All right, and we'll see you soon and get back to petting some animals, you guys. Have some fun.
Okay.
All righty.
Excuse me, sir, I'm really interested to know, what species are you? He's not very talkative today.
All right, well, we're here with our friend the camel. One kid said his name is Joe. Not sure about that. But he is, I'm getting a little complex, only interested in whoever has the food. But we were going to try to talk to him, so let's see. Let's see if he'll talk to us. Hey, I have food over here. Oh, yeah, okay. You want some? Oh, nope, not going to talk. Only interested in the food.
Jenna here again. I'm with some more friends. Can you guys tell me your names?
Emily. Kayliana. Lily. Gannon. Liam Minier. Bronson. Hunter. Gideon. Michael David Lee Clarkson. Blake Cantor.
All right, and you guys are here with the YMCA, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Have you guys seen any animals yet?
Yes.
Do you have any favorites?
Yes.
Does anyone tell me about their favorite?
My favorite is that one.
The camel?
Yeah.
I like the camel too. He was super sweet. Do you know his name? Does anybody know his name? Somebody told us his name was Joe, but we don't know if that's true or not.
I know my favorite. I think it is Camely.
I think that's a great name for a camel. I'm going to stick with that one too.
I know it.
You know?
It's Cammy.
That'd be a good name too. Did you say you had a favorite animal too?
Yes. It's the llama.
I like the llama.
I think my favorite is the piggy.
I like the pig too. It was so sweet. All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
My favorite is the porcupine.
What'd you say?
I think my next favorite is the porcupine because it's not that spiky. And I is my favorite I know the llama's name. I think it's Lena. My favorite. The bunny. I think the bunny's name is Lena.
Well, you're not going to believe who we found here at the petting zoo, and that's our own Amanda.
Hi, guys.
Hey, and her sweet niece, Marin. And can you say hi to all our viewers?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. And Marin, you've been walking around here seeing all the animals. What have you been thinking about them?
I've been thinking about feeding them.
You're thinking about feeding them, and what do you feed them? Well, they have food over here in those little cups, don't they?
Yeah. They feed them animal food.
Animal food. Why did we not think of that? Yeah.
Out of the mouth of babes, right?
Right. And we're here with the llama, and have you gotten to pet the llama yet?
No.
Have you gotten to pet anything yet?
Yes.
What's your favorite so far?
The llama.
Okay, and he's right behind you. You want to reach around and pet him? Okay, we're going to reach around here, see if we can pet him. Yeah, there you go. Very good. Good job, Marin. All right, well, we'll let you get back to petting some of the animals. And Miss Amanda, it's always good to see you.
Always fun to see you guys.
All right, thank you for talking to us.
You're welcome.
All right. All right, so we are here with one of the most fascinating animals I've never seen in my life. And what is it?
This is an African crested porcupine.
A porcupine. That sounds a little scary. And what's your name, first off?
It's Terry Barker, the Barker Farm.
Yeah, and these are all your critters around here. This is so cool.
Yes, they're all ours. We, me and my son and his wife, we have, I think we have 30 different animals is what we have right now.
That's so cool. And what possessed you to come up with the animals and do the traveling petting zoo? I mean, this is something that you just don't see every day.
Well, my son started off, he wanted a camel, and his wife was the one that came up with the idea of the petting zoo. She said, well, if we get a camel, let's make it pay for itself or see if we can. And then it just started growing from there. And that's what she sits around and just looks at exotic animal sites all night long is what she does. And just one after another is where it came into play there.
So tell us about the porcupine, because I'm just going to be honest with you. I thought porcupines walked around with their, what are they called?
Quills.
Quills.
This is an African crested porcupine. She's the largest breed of porcupine there is. She's about 30 pounds. They say they can get up to 50 to yes. Her quills start to, if you go towards her tail, you can pet her quills fine. Now, if you go backwards, they can stick you. She has the good ones. Those are the ones that protect her.
Ooh.
And when she's excited, when she's not asleep like this, these will stick up all the way around like this, just row after row, and that's how she protects herself. And I don't know if you heard that. They have this rattler back here.
Oh.
She shakes that tail like that to ward off predators, but she does it when she's playing and stuff too. But they're a nocturnal animal. That's the reason she's got her belly full. She's wanting to sleep. And she's like...
I feel the same way she does most of the time.
She's a friendly little animal. She's litter trained. She'll use a litter box.
Really?
She's the largest breed of porcupine, but she's also the third largest rodent. So makes her where she wants to chew on stuff. Like we said, we kept her in the house up until the first year, until she ate through the first door. And then we had to find different arrangements for her. But you can't get mad at animals doing what they're supposed to do. And they burrow under the ground. She's got the feet that's made for burrowing. See how they got the sharp claws there for digging?
Yes.
And they can dig pretty good. And then there'll be 2 or 3 families of them live together in the same burrow. And they hunt at night. They come out and forage. And in the wild, they look for a lot of roots and leaves and stuff like that and grasses. But she gets about all fruits and vegetables. Her favorite's probably corn on the cob, and then about everything else. One thing that surprised me with her, she doesn't like tomatoes. And she doesn't like cucumbers or bell peppers, but the tomatoes surprised me. And her eats about everything else. Corn on the cob's probably her favorite. But we've had a good time with her. One thing, too, she's born on February the 14th.
She's a Valentine's baby porcupine. This is so cool. I will admit I've never seen a porcupine in real life, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to do that and to see all these other animals out here today. And more importantly, not for us, but for the kids.
Yes, we've had a good crowd here, and they act like they was very interested, and a very good crowd, too. So we have a good time with them.
Well, very good. And if anyone would be interested in maybe having you come out and about, how would they do that?
Just go online on Facebook to Barker Farm, and that's how the appointments and all are made there. And which we have the petting zoo, the traveling petting zoo, or they can come to the farm there, and we have a sloth encounters too, and has the little animals in the sloth encounter. You know, all the chameleon, the prairie dog, tarantula, the snakes.
No, thank you.
The iguana, and then the 2 monkeys and all are on in that. So it's a pretty good, people seem to really enjoy that also.
Well, very good. Well, thank you so much for introducing us and allowing us to spend some time with you today.
Well, I thank you.
Of course. Well, Jenna, this has been a lot of fun.
A lot of fun for sure.
And we asked the question to all the kids, but what was your favorite animal?
Oh, I loved the porcupine. So sweet. He's like a little dog.
You know, he was telling us off the camera that that porcupine actually is just like a dog, and like if you sit down, she'll actually crawl up in your lap and lay down.
I think I'd like that.
Not quite as cuddly as a puppy, though.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. And I have to admit, my favorite was what was the cow kind of looking thing?
I have no idea.
I forget what it was called, but that was my favorite. So anyway, but thanks to the folks at Barker Farms, thanks to the folks at the Jackson City Library for putting this on. And it was a lot of fun spending time with some kids today and the animals on this beautiful sunshiny day. So thanks for helping out.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's throw her back to the studio now. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right. That was so fun. It's hilarious. Like that was a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And like,
Doesn't feel like it.
it doesn't feel like it, but just thinking back about that day and how much fun we had, and like we laughed so hard at
That was a lot of fun.
some of the critters and some of the kids, and even
Dude, some of those kids were wilder than the animals.
they said kids do say the darndest things.
Yeah. Hilarious.
I like Minecraft.
I like Minecraft. My cousin's over there. He's wilder than these
He's an
animals.
animal. Oh, we laughed and laughed about that. So, yeah. But no, so Barker Farm will be at the Lillian Jones Museum tonight.
Yeah.
And
Hope for nice weather.
Hope for nice weather. 7:00, they did move it back. So if you had plans to take the kids today, make sure that you don't show up till 7 because they had to, just because of the heat, want to make sure the animals are safe. So it's going to be.
And that kid's cousin.
And that kid's cousin. They may have that kid's cousin in a cage
Put
this
him in a
time.
pen.
Here, we'll feed him.
Here, have some grain.
No, some of them are hilarious. So, hey, so we were talking off the air, and I said, that reminds me because we talked with Kennedy Nettle on the video just
Right.
there. Well, I had noticed that our good friend Kennedy Nettle had written a very smart letter to the editor in the Telegram.
Yeah, and so this is in Saturday's paper.
Yeah, you can pick it up in Saturday's paper, but I want to read it to you because, again, I'm not sure how old Kennedy is now, since she was the Little Apple Festival queen for like 7 years in a row.
Yeah, she's 36.
Yeah, due to COVID. But she is still in grade school, and but I just thought this was really cool that she took time to write a letter to the editor. And that this is something that she had observed and it was bothering her. So she says to the editor, I've looked around Jackson and I saw a bunch of litter. I'm sick and tired of watching people throw stuff on the ground. It is making me feel really annoyed and frustrated. Litter can harm the earth, kill animals, kill marine life, and it just looks plain ugly. If you are outside and you don't have a trash can, drive or walk to the nearest place that has a trash can. Once I saw a man smoking a cigarette and he just threw it on the ground. What I'm saying is that you should not ever throw cigarettes on the ground because something else could catch on fire. Ask the folks out in California about that. I just wish people would be more respectful and responsible of the earth that we all share together. Do not litter. Find a can. Don't make trash land.
Don't make trash land.
Signed, your BFF.
I thought you were going to say signed the 2019 Little Miss Apple Festival queen.
She signs it. It's so sweet because she's just giving us down the road, but
Yeah.
she signs it, your BFF, Kennedy Nettle Jackson.
Yeah.
Isn't that precious?
Wise beyond her years.
She
right?
is.
Yeah.
And she is, she's a good kid. And I just thought that was really cool that she spent time to send that letter in. And it was something that's obviously bothering her. And she's exactly right.
Yeah.
So
she is right. And that's a great, writing a letter to the editor. That's a great, exercise for kids that age to practice their writing and things like that. Yeah.
Punctuation, spelling, all of that stuff. Yep. So you go, girl. Tell them how it is. Keep on sassing until you get your way. And I was just really proud of her for that. So what the heck do you have going on, James?
Well, I'll be honest. I'm excited for that camel. I know.
They're so cute.
Yeah. I was like, hey, Phil, anybody going to see the camel tonight? Because I ain't got nothing going on. I'll run over there and take some pictures of the camel if you want.
Not because I love the public, just because for my own personal, pleasure, I want to see the camel.
It's for journalism.
Oh, is that what we're calling it?
It's for journalism.
I have to feed the camel.
Yeah.
That is so funny. No, so that will be a good time tonight. So there's a lot going on. You have the choir concert that they were in talking about. You have, don't forget, the Highway Patrol open house on Friday. And that is it noon to 5 or noon to 5? Noon to 5,
yeah.
So that'll be really
all
neat.
day, pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we'll mention this real quick. We kind of forgot to mention this on the air yesterday. We should have, but we were out at the open house for Four Winds Care Community yesterday with Matt McKee and the radio crew. They were celebrating what is called the longest day, which, of course, yesterday was the longest day of the year.
Summer solstice.
Right. But they use it as an opportunity to raise awareness for autism.
Okay.
And so they were raising money for, autism research and things like that.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and they did a veal fry. It was delicious. And then they did like a walkathon where people were like pledging for every mile you walk kind of thing.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was really hot. There's that dampered the people walking a little bit, I think.
I'd say.
But yeah, it was a really nice event. Had a nice time kind of hanging out there for a couple hours yesterday.
Yeah, good. And thank you to Four Winds community for doing things like that because it's very important.
And they did an auction that was actually organized by the residents. So I guess the residents there they organize a handful of fundraisers every year. And this was what they did this year.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Very good. What is Porterhouse doing?
I don't know. Megan faces at us through the window.
What are you doing?
You guys still on the air?
Yes.
Or what are we talking about? We can talk a little longer.
He is so rotten. How do we get through this?
Oh, well, I didn't get to talk enough on the morning show with Matt this morning. So
Oh,
he's a lot to say.
He's feeling neglected. He's going to blow up and bust because he didn't get to talk enough this morning.
Oh, no.
All right. Bye, Porterhouse.
See ya.
Hey, don't forget our special guest tomorrow will be Corey Ruby. And he is our
The bee guy.
super fancy word here in Jackson that I cannot pronounce, otherwise known as the bee inspector.
Okay.
But there's
I thought you were going to try to say the Latin or whatever.
I have no idea how to pronounce that word that
A
he is.
buzzologist.
That's what it is. He's the buzzologist. But no, we're going to talk about all things bees tomorrow. So we're
Sounds
super
good.
excited about that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for looking up that video. That was so much fun.
It was fun.
Yeah. It's so hilarious to go back and see, revisit the fun that we had there. So have a great day, everyone. We appreciate you so much for tuning in, and we'll be right back here tomorrow talking about bees. So we'll see you then.
Bye, guys.